Final preseason game of the year is in the books. Welcome to POSTCAST. David Locke along with Ron Boone as the Jazz fall to the Phoenix Suns in a well-played game. I hope you got to see the live stream at utahjazz.com if you're within the region. Thanks to everybody for doing that. Another fun technological breakthrough. But tonight really, I think, was kind of a reconfirmation of everything we've seen throughout the preseason. The Jazz, if this is any indication, can certainly play with these teams. They are playing hard. They're playing together. They're trying to execute. They're going to have some growing pains, but they, a lot of really, really positive things taking place here.
Well, without a doubt, the growing pains for the Jazz.
How'd we look, Mr. Kempton?
They see it.
How'd we look?
I mean,
we look pretty good, Mr. Kempton? All right. All right, you going over, under on 25.5? Way over. All right. Tim Kempton, Suns broadcaster, longtime NBA player, gives his vote of approval.
Okay, now where was I?
I don't know. I interrupted you. Sorry.
Well, whatever the case is, the Jazz, obviously, there's a measuring stick, and they can see exactly what it's going to take to win. And meaning this, they're going to have to. Hopefully they'll be in a lot of basketball games, but they're going to have to play very, very hard to do so. And the key here is, and I tweeted the other day, and David, I am trying to.
Wow, you're tweeting
that. I'm convinced that the Jazz consistency is going to be the key to this team, and because they don't rely on one particular player to bail them out or to carry this team. I mean, they have at least 5 or 6 guys that are just capable of having an adequate or big night. So consistency is going to be the key, and to limit the breakdowns, like we saw there in the fourth quarter. What was that run in the fourth quarter? They had 19
to 11 over the final 5
and
a half minutes.
To eliminate those and stay in the basketball game and give yourself a chance to win down the stretch. It's going to be the key here.
Interesting aspect from Phoenix for a minute I want to talk about. There was so much question what they were going to do about having Bledsoe, Dragic, and Thomas, and they closed with those 3. Is that something they can do all year long? And if they do, how do people deal with it?
They can do it all day long as it's effective. It was effective here tonight, and Jeff Hornacek stayed with it. So obviously it was something he wanted to win this game. It was important game, I guess, and I think for his basketball team, but it was effective, so he stayed with it. If it's not effective, he'll bail out, but at least he knows he can go to that and speed the game up and apply the type of perimeter pressure that will get teams in trouble, or like it did the Jazz tonight.
I was talking to Gordy Chiesa before the game today, and he was asking me, and finally said, I don't even think I know how good Gordon Hayward, Derek Favors, Enes Kanter, Alec Burks, and Trey Burke are. Yeah. And, you look at Phoenix, they had 8 guys score their career highs last year. Yeah. Is there a chance that all of these guys are going to have years better than we ever thought they could have, that they might have?
David, there is a strong possibility that's exactly what we're going to see. I think that the comparison that you made with the Phoenix Suns team last year and the Jazz team this year is a comparison that's going to be something that we'll watch, because I really think there's going to be a few players on this team that are going to have career years because they're comfortable with what they're doing out there on the floor. And Gordon, he looks as comfortable as anyone. And I've said all along that I thought this offense was going to benefit him more than anyone. And I know some people thought it was going to benefit Alec or Trey, but I think Gordon is probably the one that it's like you're letting him loose to where he can rebound, where he can distribute the basketball, he can shoot the 3. I mean, he just seems to flow out there on the floor and not to the point where it doesn't look like he's forcing anything.
He had 2 disappointing turnovers late in the game when they put the ball in his hands, which were a little discouraging, but otherwise his game was terrific. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 huge power moves to the rim.
Yeah, and one with a power dunk, and one turned into a 3-point play the hard way. Those 2 turnovers that he had. Remember last year he would get up in the air sometimes, but nowhere to go. That's what happened then. He got up in the air trying to make a pass and got caught up there. There was nowhere. No one was open. Ended up throwing it away. But I just think he had a tremendous preseason.
I am confused by Alec Burks, Ron Boone. He finishes the night with 20 points, 5 of 10 shooting. He hit 2 threes, first 2 of the of the series of the preseason. He goes to the free throw line. I mean, his line. You look at the line; it looks great. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He does do remarkable things. I'm not lost on that. I also go to practice every day, so I know what is supposed to happen.
Yes.
And I don't see him doing what is supposed to happen. What I guess here, let me take this back. Here's what I'm confused about. I have no idea what the coaching staff thinks of a night like tonight by Alec Burks, where he does a lot of marvelous things. He scores 20 points. He goes to the free throw line 11 times. He makes a ton of plays. But we also know how things are supposed to be executed, and we both kind of comment at times that he wasn't doing some of those things. So where do you think the coaching staff is on that? Are they okay because it's productivity, because for a guy like Alec to play in his style, they got to give him that freedom? Or do you think they would like him to get a little bit more back in tune to where this thing is going?
I don't have an answer for that. I think that's something we'll have to ask the coaches. But what I see is that, and well, maybe a question that should be asked, does he have the liberty to play the way he's playing, break the offense maybe a little bit more than others because of his style of play, because of what he can do with the ball in his hands, and and those type of things. He can get to the free throw line, and when he does that, sometimes he takes everyone else out of sync. So
much of this offense,
we have to throw at the coaches. And see.
What you're talking about, that last part, is so much of this offense is if you go this way on a drive, let's say you take a right-hand dribble drive off a pick to the right side, there's a guy in that left corner, there's another guy up top. It's all spaced. If that doesn't develop, then you're throwing back behind. Everything's got an. He sometimes is going left off that play.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now are there options on how to read that? And if it's a read-based offense, one of the lines we've heard often is if Alec doesn't know where he's going, then none of his teammates can know where he's going. So I'm very curious. That's going to be an interesting dance for the year for me to watch, because the productivity and the ability, unquestionable. It's interesting to see, and we're going to learn a lot about what Quinn thinks in this system on how this plays.
And what players are getting away with now, maybe they won't get away with 20 games into the season. Because not only is the coach is learning players, but the players are also learning what the coach wants them to do out there on the floor. Now, you don't necessarily want to tie the hands of players like Alec. And so this is, again, it's going to be something we'll have to watch. Maybe later on in the year would be something we can ask the coach. I don't know if we want to get so.
Yeah, I'll wait till December.
Yeah, then find out. But
maybe wait till January. No, we'll find out.
Whatever the case, he might be the most explosive player the Jazz
right.
have with the basketball.
Right, no question.
So you almost have to let something like that go.
8 rebounds tonight for Rodney Hood. Worth mentioning, he also hit 3 threes. Jazz bench still kind of had their same issues. It's going to be a little tough for them this year. That's going to probably be a year-long issue. And I would also just compliment Rudy Gobert. 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Continues probably up to close to 70% in the preseason from the free throw line, which is a huge step. And I am in love with the non-highlight filled outings by Rudy Gobert. Right? He's just being a good, solid, productive player on the basketball team. I like that more than the second quarter with 4 blocks, because I know he can do that. I'm learning he might be able to do all these other things too. That's very exciting.
And as long as he plays within the system, he'll get better at it and give you something, maybe a little bit more. He runs the floor. I watched him sprint down the middle of the floor, and he was flying. And that's that's only going to help, because offensively he's going to get some easy buckets, but he does get down there and give in order to give himself a chance to help his teammates.
Who led the team in assists tonight?
I'm without even looking at the stat sheet, I'm going to say, I'm going to say Trey.
No, Trey had 2.
He had 2.
Who led the team in assists tonight?
The guy that led the team in assists. Wow, that's another 3 assists by Dante. Is that right?
No.
By Rudy.
Rudy Gobert, 3 assists tonight, led the team.
How about that? 20 minutes, 8 rebounds. I mean, those are solid minutes. 8
points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 20 minutes of work.
Yeah, that's solid. Those are solid minutes. Now,
they're
good. Nice when he might get 10, 12 points or something like that. But those rebounds and protecting the paint is going to be very important. Did he have a block tonight? Did
Nope.
not have a block shot, but maybe it altered a couple.
First time the Jazz get beat in transition, they allowed 20 fast break points tonight. They allowed 12 fast break points in the third quarter, which is more than they had allowed in any game in the preseason. This was the biggest test. This is the #1 fast break team in the NBA, so we saw what that test does. That wraps up Postcast. We will talk to you next together from back up there. Where we belong. This is Matt, and are you going to leave like a special something for Matt under a seat?
No, I better not.
How about you put a little chewing gum right here and keep it like moist so that when Matt puts his big legs up, then it sticks on his suit pants? No, that wouldn't be nice. All right.
That's being mean.
And we wouldn't do that.